Hey YouTube, what is going on? And welcome to my Flash mid-season finale. Yes, that's episode 9 and episode 14 aired this week. I'm a little bit behind. I'm going to try to get caught up by the end of next week by all the shows. So that would mean Flash, Gotham, and Green Arrow. Hopefully by the end of the year, I'll have, or by mid-season finale of Arrow next year, I'll have the Arrow pop figures as they're making the Arrow shows. I've actually got these for my birthday. As you can see, I have a new set. I used to be where it was facing that way. And you had the FSG poster. There's a Lady Gaga poster. FSG poster actually wasn't there. My roommate got that for Christmas, I think. I don't know. We have some new stuff. I guess I can go over it really quick. We have some pop figures I got for my birthday, which was this past week of Flash, Little Dustin, I think. Nope, I don't know what that is. I've started reading comics. I've on my tablet here. DC Comics. I don't care for Marvel comics. I like the stories and movies. That's it. So I have. I've been trying to collect all the Justice League, which is Flash, Batman, Superman, and Green Lantern. New 52, New 52, New 52. I like this better than New 52, and it's half the price. I'm missing Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and Aquaman. So hopefully I'll get those eventually. For Christmas, I got this. Not just this. The collector's edition of Kingdom Hearts 2.5, and this came with it, along with, where is he? He's here somewhere. There he is. There's Renegade. This little guy, he's a shadow. Put him up there because Renegade fell. I got this for Christmas from my friend Emma. Little Renegade you can turn into a little football. Sit down, turn this into a little football. Come on, stay. Thank you. This pillow pet is from Emma from 2-3 Christmases ago, about 2.5 years ago almost. Got this clock from graduation from my uncle, and that's it. Flash is trying to make a speedy getaway. I'll stop with the corny jokes. But let's go ahead and get into the episode. This episode, I don't remember what it was called. I'll have to look up what Arrow was called because I forgot. Arrow was actually called The Climb. This is Flash, I forget what it's called. But it's the 9th episode of the mid-season finale. Fantastic episode. It's not the best one anymore, but it was when it came out. The most recent one was my favorite. But we'll get into that next week when I get into that episode. I think. No, it'll be 2 weeks from now. Because what I'm going to do with the TV show reviews, this week it'll be, today will just be mid-season finale of Arrow and Flash, because there was no Gotham that week. Tomorrow will be Gotham, episode 11, along with the mid-season premiere of Arrow and Flash. Next Friday will be one of each, and we'll just continue until we're caught up. So that will work out, especially since Flash isn't on until March 17th, which is highly unfortunate, but it does help me catch up. Arrow is going to continue. I think, no, they go on break after next week, so that will help. So anyway, let's jump into the mid-season finale of Flash. 3.5 minutes into the episode. Video. Man in the Yellow Suit, I think is what the episode was called, actually. Man in the Yellow Suit, the Reverse Flash, finally makes his full-on appearance in the show. We just seen little bits and pieces from the past. Seen his kind of blurry face. But now we see him, he's a full frontal in the episode. As basically what the entire episode is. Just focusing on around the Reverse Flash and Barry trying to catch him. Star Labs trying to catch him, and it obviously doesn't work because he's the big bad of not only the season but the series, because it is the Reverse Flash, Flash's biggest villain. Although he's not my favorite villain. My favorite villain in the DCU, second actually, we'll talk about in a few episodes from now. He's a Flash villain. My first favorite is villain of this little guy, the Riddler. He's my favorite villain in the DC universe. But let's get into the episode. Number 5, of course, the Reverse Flash returns. I'm not going to elaborate on that because pretty much this entire video will be elaborating on that point. I've been waiting the entire series to see the Reverse Flash. We first got screenshots and pictures of Grant Gustin and the guy in the yellow suit, or the Reverse Flash, fighting at the end of this episode. What we see at the end of this episode. It was really cool to see him, and that was revealed 2 or 3 weeks before this episode aired. So now it's been about 2 months. Jeez. I'm behind. This episode aired about in mid-December, and it's now mid-February. Oops. Number 4, Harrison versus the Reverse Flash. To capture the Reverse Flash, what they do is set a tachyon particle thing inside a force field, and Reverse Flash comes and they turn on the force field, and he can't get out. They think so. He ends up vibrating through it and brings Harrison Wells into it, and of course he's a cripple, or cripple, as we saw in the first episode. He's not, and we'll see more upon that later in this episode and later in the series. I am caught up in Flash, so I know what happens 4 episodes after this episode. I still need to watch the recent episode of Arrow, The Return. Excited for that episode, looks amazing. But Harrison versus the Flash, pretty much the first Flash just wails on Harrison, and he can't do anything because he's supposed to be crippled. He can't really show him what he can do, and we'll reveal that in a second. Number 3, the only non-Reverse Flash related thing in this video. Number 3, Barry tells Iris that he loves her. Of course, Iris and Eddie are moving in together. We don't really see much of Eddie after this episode, which is kind of disappointing. Because I've liked the dynamic, but they're working other dynamics right now in the show. Hopefully Eddie will become more of a forefront later on in the season. But Barry tells Iris that he loves her, and they kind of stop being friends at this point, which is kind of unfortunate because, of course, Barry and Iris get married in the comics. But they do work it out. Spoilers, they do work it out, and we'll get more into that in future videos. Number 2, Flash versus the Reverse Flash. Of course, this episode has to end between a fight between the Scarlet Speedster and the Reverse Flash. Speed Force versus Negative Speed Force. Of course, in this point in the show, they haven't used the term Speed Force. Well, at least not at this point in the episode. And then Firestorm ends up saving him. Reverse Flash, he's faster than Flash. Barry still needs to refine his abilities and work on them more. But at this point, he is still learning how to use his powers. Or the first Flash knows how to use them. He's a lot faster than Barry, so he ends up wailing on Barry. But we learned that Reverse Flash's weakness is Firestorm, and Firestorm was explained more in the past 2 and 3 episodes of the Flash. So it's not long before we see this character return. Pretty much, Firestorm just puts fire on First Flash, knocks him off, and he runs away. Kind of anticlimactic a little bit, but we got to see some Firestorm action, which was really neat. And then Firestorm pretty much pulls a Johnny Storm and flies away and flames on. So the only difference is it isn't one stream is fire, it's 2 streams. He uses like his hands as thrusters. It was really cool to see him fly away. I really liked it. We'll get more into Firestorm in later episodes. And number 1, the big reveal, theme of the episode. Of course, the big thing with this show, I like how they're doing it with this show. In Arrow, they kind of set things up in the episodes. In the final scene, sometimes a big reveal, sometimes it's not. For example, last season, I think it was episode 9 or 8. The episode was State versus Queen. And at the end of the episode, Moira Queen is finally free, and it reveals that John Barrowman's character, Malcolm Merlyn, is still alive. That was the big reveal. Pretty much the only big reveal that I really remember. No. Sorry, that's wrong. The big reveal on mid-season finale was Slade still alive. But there weren't really... Pretty much every episode of this show so far is that the end of the episode has one scene that makes a big reveal. Or a significant reveal, and it's normally number 1. And it's not any different in this episode. The end scene for this episode is Harrison Wells is Reverse Flash. We kind of figured that out a little bit. We could have figured that out by just piecing together past end credit scenes that we've seen throughout the show so far. It was finally cool to get some actual confirmation. But this also kind of messes with Harrison versus the Reverse Flash. This could be just simple time travel from the Reverse Flash, or there could be 2 Reverse Flashes. Even right now, we don't know what happened, what was that. In the comics, there are like 2 or 3 different Reverse Flashes. There's Reverse Flash, Professor Zoom, I don't know if they're the same character or not. Then there's Hunter Zolomon. There's multiple different Reverse Flashes that the Flash comes up against. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. And also, the end credit scene, I believe it was this episode, that Harrison says the term Speed Force, which is awesome. We get more into the Speed Force in the most recent episode, which really tackles a big part of the Flash mythos, which is I'm really excited for. But that's going to be it for this episode, because I can't really talk about future episodes because it's not this episode. Come back tomorrow for the season premiere of The Flash, and later today for the mid-season finale of Arrow, episode 9, The Climb, and then tomorrow, episode 11 of Gotham, episode 12 of Gotham, 11 because Gotham mid-season finale was 10 compared to 9 for Arrow and Flash. So come back tomorrow for Arrow mid-season premiere, Flash mid-season premiere, and Gotham episode 12. The first half of Gotham, I'll say, was the mid-season finale was good. The first 2 episodes of the second half of the season were okay. They're kind of getting bearings back, but the show is really picking up now, and I'm really, really, really enjoying Gotham. And I'm kind of iffy as going to continue next season because it hasn't picked up for season 2. But I know for sure now that I am going to watch season 2. So that's going to be all for this episode. I've been Epic Gamer. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe, and leave comments. Until next time, God bless. See you then.